Hey, how's everyone doing today? I'm Steve, and this is the Burke Family 54 Comics channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my CGC submission, what grades I predicted, what grades I came back, and whether or not I made a profit. Let's go. Alright guys, today's video is sponsored by Eric from comicbook_pressing. He does an amazing job pressing books. Protect your comic book investment for as little as $10. Eric from comicbook_pressing does an amazing job on all of the comic books that I send to him. I will never use another presser. He does an amazing job. He presses all tiers and ages of comic books, again, for as little as $10. You can protect your investment on your comic books. Make sure to use my promo code BURKE54 for free shipping back to you. Alright guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 7 books I sent to CGC, what grades I predicted, what grades they came back as, and how much money I'm into the book versus how much money I either made on the book or lost on the book. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. If you missed all of my CGC submissions, I did 3 unboxings because there's 3 different tiers. I'm going to put a link to all of those videos below. First up, we have my Amazing Spider-Man number 129. This is the first appearance of the Punisher. It is a beautiful book. It's a huge, huge key that everyone should try to have in their collection. I got a steal of a deal on this. $250 raw after tax. Wow, this book is, I got it for a crazy price. I did get them pressed, did get it pressed. I actually had every book except for one pressed, again by Eric from comicbook_pressing. He does an amazing job. If I add in shipping on a front and back side, roughly each one of the books is going to, I think, run me around 15 to 20 bucks on grading, or sorry, on pressing. So with cost of the book plus pressing plus grading, CGC charged me $60 to grade this book, which is insane. I'm roughly into the book $320 to $330. I predicted a 3.5 to 4.0. It came back a 3.0. According to them on graders notes, there was lots of foxing, which you cannot press out. I still think it presents really, really well. This is the best 3.0 I've ever seen. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's an amazing book. So I'm about $320 to $330 into this book. At a 3.0, the Go Collect FMV is $500. So I roughly made about $170 to $180 on this Amazing Spider-Man first appearance of the Punisher. I did pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of my other books that I sent off. Next book up, we have Flash 139. This is the first appearance of the Reverse Flash. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a big Flash fan. I love the Reverse Flash. I love Barry Allen. Wally West is better though. I love the Flash in general. I got this book for a steal of a price from Eek Comics over on Instagram. Jason Weaver, he does an amazing job selling books, posting books. He's just a great member of the community. I got it for $80. It's a great book. This book actually had a lot of like writing on the back. I did get it pressed. I think it added probably about a 0.5 or so to the grade. And I predicted, I want to say like a 2.0 to a 2.5, and it came back a 2.0, which I'm perfectly fine with. Low grade is better than no grade. I still think it looks absolutely beautiful. Eric did a great job pressing this. Cost of the book was $80. Roughly 15 to 20 bucks in pressing with shipping included on that. With grading costs, including shipping, $30. So I'm roughly $130 into this book. At a 2.0, the FMV according to Go Collect is $150 bucks. So I only made like $20 on this book, and that's okay. I wouldn't even care if I lost money on this book just because I absolutely love the Flash. I love the Reverse Flash. This is a great book to own, and I'm excited to have it in my collection. All right, guys, next book up, we have another Silverage book. This is a pretty nice key, I think at least. It is Batman 189, the first Silverage appearance of the Scarecrow. I love this book. I got it for a great deal from Big Will on one of his auctions. I got it for, I think, around $48.50 shipped to my house. It was already in a really good condition. Big Will said it was around a 4.0-ish. And I thought it was pretty right. It looks great. I did get it pressed again by Eric from comicbook_pressing. And then I sent it into CGC. With the cost of the book, pressing, grading, I'm around $100 into the book. And I predicted I think I want to say like a 4.0 to a 4.5, somewhere in there. Came back a 4.0. Go collect FMV on a 4.0 is $170. So if I'm in it $100, I made a profit of $70, which I don't even care about, again, because it's just a great Silverage book to have. I love Batman, everyone knows that. So this is a great book to have, and I'm excited to have it in my collection. All right, guys, those are all of the older books. Now, every other book that I'm about to show is a modern age book, and I think they're all keys, according to me at least. First up, we have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 0, the 1 of 100. Now, I got this book about a year and a half ago on eBay for 41 bucks. That's crazy. Now, I thought it could use a press, and it could, to get a 9.8. So I sent it over to Eric again for comicbook_pressing, and it got damaged on the way back from the post office. I actually got a check in the mail from them because they messed up my package. I sent it back to him. He repressed it. I held on to it for a while because I was unsure if it was going to be a 9.8 candidate. I went ahead and I was like, you know what? I just want to go ahead and send it in. I predicted a 9.4 to a 9.6, but it came back a 9.8. Yes, I'm pretty excited about that. If you include pressing and grading, I'm about $90 to $100 into the book. And at a 9.8, the FMV is $210. So I made a profit of roughly 100 to 120 bucks on this awesome issue 0, 1 of 100 ratio variant of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 0. I'm excited to have this in my collection. If anyone didn't know, big Tommy fan. If you couldn't tell, love the White Ranger and Green Power Ranger. I'm excited to have this in my collection. Okay, we got 3 more books that I want to talk about from this first submission. Next up is another key. We got Batman 404. This is the first book in Batman Year 1, written by Frank Miller, with art by David Mazzucchelli. This is my favorite Batman story ever, and I have all 4 in the storyline. I think they're all like 9.8 candidates. I went ahead and I sent it to Eric to get pressed just in case. I sent it into CGC, and I predicted a 9.8 on it, and it did come back a 9.8. It is beautiful. I think I got all 4 books for roughly like 45-50 bucks. So let's just go and say I got the book for 15 plus pressing and grading. And again, with the grading and pressing, I include the shipping on the way to them and back. I'm roughly $65 into this book, and at a 9.8, it is worth $150. So I made a profit of at least $85 on this book. I'm pretty stoked to have it in my collection. I love Batman. I love Batman Year 1. It is my favorite Batman storyline, and I could not be happier to have a 9.8 of Batman 404 in my collection. Okay, we got 2 left. Next up, this is kind of like a modern book that you really don't see very often. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to kick the camera there. This is a modern book that you don't normally see very often, and that is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT issue 1, the second print, 1 of 10 ratio variant. Yeah, it's a pretty scarce book. You don't see them everywhere, and when you do, they're kind of expensive. I got it for my LCS for $40, which is insane. This is the only book that I did not have pressed by Eric from comic_book_pressing. I went ahead and just sent it in just to see what would happen. So I'm roughly including the cost of the book plus grading. I'm about $75 into the book. I predicted a 9.4 to a 9.6. This bad boy came back at 9.8. That is amazing. I'm excited to have this in my collection. If anyone didn't know, in issue 2 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT, the Shredder becomes a Green Ranger, so that's kind of why this book is kind of expensive. So again, I'm about $75 into the book. At a 9.8, this book is worth in between $200 to $250. So I made at least $125, if not more, on this book. Again, this is Power Rangers TMNT issue 1, the second print 1 of 10 ratio variant. Just an absolutely gorgeous, beautiful book. Okay, we got one more here to talk about for my CGC submission for this year, for my first one at least. This book, I'll tell you what, it's kind of a big key. It is Ultimate Fallout 4, the first appearance of Miles Morales. I bought this book already slabbed at a 9.4 a year and a half ago for $135 shipped, which is crazy. But I got it shipped to me and I was like, man, there's lots of creases on the inside of this book that are non-color breaking that I think if I get it pressed by Eric from comic_book_pressing, that he would do a great job to get me a bump up. In my prediction video, I predicted a 9.6 because again, Eric did press it for me. I was hoping for a 9.6. I was expecting a 9.4. I wanted a 9.6 or a 9.8 and it came back at 9.6. So I did get that grade bump from Eric. He did an amazing job. All these books he did an amazing job on. I could not be happier to have this Ultimate Fallout 4 first Miles Morales and a 9.6, which I don't think a lot of people understand. Anything higher than a 9.4 on Ultimate Fallout 4 does not happen very often. A lot of the books had that crease in the middle from being in a poly bag, so you don't see very many higher than a 9.4 on CGC. I am roughly $185 into this book with CGC costs, pressing, and the cost of the book. And at a 9.6, the FMV is $500 right now. This is a hot book. Could not be happier to have this book in my collection. So I have made roughly about $315 again on this Ultimate Fallout 4 first appearance of Miles Morales. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at how much money I made total on this submission. It looks like we made a profit of $905 total, roughly. And if you divide that by the 7 books that I sent in, each book I made a profit of roughly $130, which is great. I could not be happier again to have all these books in my collection. They look amazing. I cannot wait to put them on my wall and show them off and talk about them more. Again, my name is Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of all of my CGC books. Let me know what you guys thought of the grades, all of that and more. Again, I'm Steve, and as always, go Cats, Cowabunga, and it's Morphin time.